For the governor.
We're at a party at a prison. No. That's good. I was like, yeah, somehow I really yeah, and so like it was my Air Forces were my high school ones. My freshman year of college it was my mid blazers. I wore my mid blazers like for pretty much the entire first semester, and Mom was like, you need a new pair of shoes. So here these bad boys come in. Wow. What I'm doing today now. Exactly. Cool.
Him and Arnold. Him and Arnold up there together.
So that's all the music you all get.
Party poopers! Because we're
Hey folks, nope. Hey folks, can you, nothing? Hey, you want to help me? Hey folks, can you, hey, there you can hear me. Hey, let me hear what I'm excited about 8.7% pay raise sounds like. There we go. Perfect. Now remember, you got to keep that going until he gets up here, all right? Oh, yeah.
Oh, you want to pour more music on?
What an exciting day it is.
Yes.
Thank you all for being here today. And happy payday. Today, No, today is really payday. But I want to tell you that today's paycheck is the last one with your current salary. Because starting tomorrow, you will be making 8.7% more than you are today. My name is Julie Kemper, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm the Director of Probation and Parole for the Department of Corrections. Tomorrow is also a special day for me personally because it will represent 35 years of dedication as a public servant to this great state of Missouri. Thank you. My story is a real short one, but some of you have already heard this, but in August of 1988, I was freed from my home in Jefferson City to attend college in Springfield, Missouri. Approximately one semester later, I received a call from my father, who said that he would be coming to get me and my things, and that I would be returning to Jefferson City because my grades were unsatisfactory. As a result, I returned home to become a full-time student and a full-time state employee. In May of 1989, I started my first job with the Missouri Department of Corrections as a clerk typist 1 at the same central office on Plaza Drive in Jefferson City. My starting salary was $1,071 per month to file the canary copies of all DOC staff's insurance forms. I spent the next few years attending college at night, working my full-time job at DOC, and I actually had 2 part-time jobs to keep my head above water. The good news is that I recognized that I did not want to file the canary copies of your all's insurance forms for the rest of my life, and I decided to make this state job thing a career. My dad had been a 30-year state employee. My grandmother retired at the age of 83 after serving 40 years with the Department of Health and Human Services. And begrudgingly, I was going to follow in their footsteps. Today I stand here and I cannot tell you how fast the last 35 years have gone. It's been an amazing journey with absolutely not one regret. I could not be more proud to stand here in front of you today as a state We have been treated with dignity and respect and are given numerous opportunities to get better than we are every day. We now have received a historic raise as a thank you for the work that we do every day. This raise is going to make a difference in many of our lives. This raise may end the need for some of your secondary employment, may put more food on your table, alleviate debt, increase the number of vacations, or just simply lightening your load. This raise is certain to make a difference. The opportunities are endless, and each and every one of you deserve every dollar on your May 31st paycheck. Governor, on behalf of the Missouri Department of Corrections, we would like to thank you for raising the value of state employees. Not only with a pay raise, but with a significant shift differential for those who work tirelessly to keep our facilities and our communities safe. In addition to the pay raise, you have empowered us to be the best that we can be. You have motivated your cabinet to allow us to be creative and identify areas where we can be more efficient. You have also encouraged us to create a positive work environment, to treat each other and those we serve with dignity and respect. The last 5 years have been extraordinary. For the DOC staff and the crowd today, you could not make us more proud. Each and every one of you. You are each part of the DOC family, and you each contribute to the success of this agency, whether you are the janitor or whether you are running this facility. We are a family, and we have a hard job to do. Keep your head held high, recognize the value you bring, and please know how much you are appreciated. And Governor, last but not least, thank you for making us a priority. We promise to continue to work hard to serve the citizens of this great state. And while you yourself will retire from public service someday, please know that you will become a historic icon as the governor who truly cared about his people. And with that, I would like to introduce to you Major Navarez from FRDC here at this facility. Thank you.
Good morning. Lots of familiar faces here today from other institutions that I've worked at. I'm proud to be here. So, my name is Major Albert Narvaez. I'm the Chief of Custody here at FRDC, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to be here with you in such an important moment. Welcome to our proud facility. I want to start by first recognizing the hard work that I've witnessed from our executive team to create a better work environment for us, the General Assembly for the quick decision to approve this pay plan, and Governor Parson, who led the way, is now here with us today, showing support for the state employees, especially corrections professionals, that protect our communities around the clock all day, every day. When I began my career in the department, something that was common in most of the staff that are still here today is that the last day of on-the-job training, we began planning our overtime patterns. And the reason for this is simply because it did not pay enough to sustain a home with a family growing up in it. Custody of my daughter, Olivia, who's here with us today, by the way. Olivia, say hi. I missed many meals and holidays next to her. And because of the low pay, I witnessed many good people come and go. High quality people, great potential. We just could not keep our employees because we couldn't compete with our other employers. The numbers went down in voluntary overtime and became mandatory. The impact that this raise will have in our facility is that people are now applying with the intention of making it a career. And as they enter our facilities to work our evenings and overnight shifts, they will now see a significant pay increase in their shift differential pay. As a supervisor, I'm already seeing staff members show interest in working those back shifts. This solves a problem for some of those back shift supervisors working those hours. Now there's a meaningful incentive to work and stay on the hardest shifts to fill. There was a time in my journey that I would leave work at 7 in the morning on a weekend, and I clean up for my kids' soccer game. And I stay up all day after that, just being a dad and a husband. And the time I spent at work at night and evenings were some of the sacrifices that I know a lot of you have made too. So this is home. It's evident that it has been taken into account by our leadership, and it feels good to know that there is a genuine concern for the department. There is now an incentive to the sacrifices that the mother and fathers have to endure. Watching our kids grow up, showing support, trying not to show how tired we are, trying to emotionally detach from a critical incident that might have occurred while working our shifts. Last week, while working on some paperwork in my office, I decided to close out the computer and put on my utility belt, knowing that the work would be there waiting for me when I got back. And I stepped out into the facility and walked through all these housing units, most of them, as much as I could, and stood outside while the offenders went in and out of the dining rooms with the staff. The conversation was exciting. The topic that was out there was everyone seemed hopeful as the pay raise went through the approval process. The incentives of working afternoons and overnights now would not be a choice, not just a waiting process, waiting to gain enough seniority to get on day shift. What this does, it places our tenured staff on back shift, It can break the cycle of placing our newest supervisors and our newest officers on the same shifts, bringing valuable experience to all the shifts evenly. Overall, this makes for a safer environment, and that's our goal, to keep each other safe. In my position, I'm already experiencing those requests that will help fill those important posts on third shift, which could be one of the most difficult shifts to fill because of the hours, 3 to 11. During my staff interactions, I can feel the positivity and excitement of things that are in our horizon. We are now a competitive job market, and we are seeing an increase in applicants coming through our doors. So I want to close today by again showing my appreciation for identifying and finding solutions to retention issues and backshift issues. To the executive team, who is always asking for feedback on how to make us better, thank you. Our governor, sir, who has spearheaded this pay plan from his State of the State address to signing the bill today in a span of 41 days. And then he joins us at our facility today. Thank you, sir. And of course, the state employees, our correctional custody staff, our correctional custody officers, who are making it possible for each institution to function, performing all the necessary tasks from staying alert all night, ensuring that the population within their housing units stay safe, and to every other task performed so that we can continue the intricate functions of these cities within these cities. Thank you.
Oh no. Thank you, Major Navarez, and thank you to everybody out here. I know there are multiples of you that have done this for a long time, and we can't be successful without you. So thank you so much. We are really excited today to celebrate the successful passage of another Governor Parson recommended pay increase for state employees. Well, that's another, right? I say another because every year Governor Parson has done something to support state employee pay, and each time it has been meaningful. Consistently supporting state employees is exactly what we need, and it is the theme of the Governor Parson administration. But that's not all, and I love that you just brought up the fact. As state employees, we used to find out in January that the next January we would get a pay increase. And the last 2 years, we found out in January that in March we were going to get a pay increase. That is unprecedented support of these teams. There's been a focus on our lowest paid employees that has been unprecedented as well. So I'm not going to spend any more time. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our 57th governor of the state of Missouri, Governor Mike Parson.
Great job. Man, thanks everybody for being out here today. Man, what a great day. What a great day. You know, gosh, listen to the major up here speak. Kind of puts me back to the old days when I was sheriff and used to run an old jail and kind of understand what it is a lot of you do up here. Val up here talking, you know, what she does and her department does with the mental health issues and things that she deals with is just things that I've kind of in my career had to deal with. But there's a lot of thanks I want to do today, but the first thanks I want to do is for all of you that's here today. It's not about me supporting you, it's about you supporting me. I mean, that we're doing this together. We're all state employees, and I told myself when I first became governor, and I go back to the days when my mom and dad were sharecroppers. We didn't have much in the world of material things, but I sure don't ever want to forget where I came from. And the people that are willing to stay the course, and all of you here today, gosh, we've been through things you can't imagine going to. All the way from me becoming governor. I didn't ask to be governor. But here I am. The good news is I didn't promise anybody anything either. So makes life a little easier. But I'll tell you one thing I've learned about being governor is you can't do this job yourself. All these things that go on behind the scenes, all the things that you guys do every day makes a difference. And it's the small things that matter. It matters in our life. It matters in what we do as state workers and how we conduct ourselves. And man, I couldn't be more proud of it. I got to give a shout out to all my directors. I know Julie was up here representing Ann and Valerie and just all my directors from day one. They met with them, and I have a great deal of respect for them. I really do. They've all been with me most of the time since I've been governor, And one of the first things they brought up is we got to do something for state employees, and not the old 1% that we used to do, and all of a sudden your bills went up 5%, and you get 1% or 10%, and you think, okay, thank you very much. And I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to figure out a plan. We're going to put a plan in place. We're not going to be one and done. We're not going to be just one thing and say, okay, here you go. We're going to develop a plan where we can be competitive with the private sector. And I'm going to expect more out of you, and I do expect more. I've told my directors this. But on the other hand, we're going to take care of good employees. If you work for us and you've been dedicated to state employee, we want you to come to work. I want you to be happy to come to work. I don't want you to be stressed out. I don't want you to feel like, how am I going to pay the bills while you're at work? And we got to do our part as leaders to make it a fair wage here for the state, for state employees. And I think we're on the path to do that, and to be able to do that. So I also want to thank the legislators. I mean, look, I can't do all this by myself, but I went into them and talked to them, and says kind of what Valerie mentioned there, and we talked about. Yeah, we could do it and wait till January to get it, but I wanted it now. And that's kind of the way I roll a little bit. I'm not a real patient guy. It's like I get on a mission to be able to do it. But I thought we had the money, we could afford to do it. If there was ever a time to do it, now's the time, and not make you wait. And that's why we wanted to do it. Why it's so important to get it supplemental. You can get it by the end of this month. You're going to receive those pay raises in your pockets. And that's why we did it. So here's the governor's little boast, I guess. Well, what Valerie said, if I say I'm going to do things, I like to be a person of my word to say I'm going to do things. So since I've been governor, in the short period of time, a little less than 5 years, state wages have went up 20% since I've been governor. And there's a key word in the state of the state you should have hedged on just a little bit. When I said, we are not done yet. Finally, I just want to share this with you, and Hal trying to explain to me how much I appreciate all of you, what you do every day. I said we've been through some tough times. All of us have. You go all the way back to floods, to droughts, to all the things that happen in the state, not to even mention COVID, what that was. But one of the things I've learned since being governor, I've been around for a while, and I've been around state employees for a while. But there was a time when our back was against the wall when COVID, we're all trying to figure out what to do, how do you deal with this, how do you keep people at work, how do you keep people safe, and all these things. The one thing I learned from that more than anything, the East Coast, the West Coast, all the people in Washington, D.C., who were so-called experts, none of them had the answers. And after 42 days of being in the office with my staff trying to figure out those answers, I brought the best of the best of state employees out to SEMA. And I want to share this story with you. I told the directors, I said, I want you to bring the best people you have. I want you to bring them to SEMA. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care where they're at. You get them out here. And we're going to find out the solutions to how to deal with this in the state of Missouri. We're going to take care of Missourians. That was going to be our priority. I will tell you this, of all those quote experts that they thought they were out there, all the answers were within all of you as state employees. All of our answers come from people that go to work every day as public servants. And out of 55,000 people, if we can't find answers amongst ourselves, then we're not doing a very good job. But I tell you what, I'm a firm believer there's somewhere out there, one of you have the answers to tomorrow's problems or today's problems or the happiness of it. So here's what we're going to do. And the $2 an hour for all of you that work shift work. I've been down that road before too. I know what that's like. And that was to make sure, one, that we understand and appreciate what you do. We appreciate sacrifices. Because if you're working shift work, let's face it, home life's a little more difficult sometimes. You don't get to see the kids when you need to see them. You don't get to see the wife as much as you need to see them. And you kind of, as the major says, you have to depend on one another as a family. So we wanted to be able to take care of that issue, whether it's out here, whether it's mental health, all the other agencies in the state of Missouri. So the bottom line is, all this is about me saying thank you. Thank you for your service. Thanks for what you do for the state of Missouri. And more important than anything, it's the one calling we all have. And I hope you do that every day you go to work, just like I do. I am no more than a public servant. Take all the titles away. Sergeant in the Army, governor, farmer, business owner, sheriff, forget all that. At the end of the day, I'm just supposed to be out here trying to help people make lives better. That's what my job is. That's what me and you do together. And if we do that, things will get better. So all ago, they were talking about you putting more food on the table and buying this, paying that. I'm going to tell you what you do with some of it. Have some fun. Just try to have some fun with it. Try to celebrate a little bit. It's an honor to be your governor of the great state of Missouri. And we're going to go over here and sign this bill. Thank you all.
Don't we need to get these?
Those can stay if he needs them. I'll grab them. But he should have. Yeah.
We're going to move this up. Where do you want to go?
Let's just come backwards. That's fine. We'll just come straight over to the speaker right here. Perfect. Thank you very much.
We on? All right, we're live. What's your first name? Olivia. All right, Olivia. You have a job today to do today, and you're not going to get paid nothing. You got to go to work for me. Can you help me sign this first? You can do a better job than what I do. All right. I want you to sign your name right here on this. There you go. There's your photo. Okay. All right. Now I got to go to work and do stuff for the adults around here. Thank you. All right, now I got plenty of these. I don't know who else is going to get them. Valerie, I'm going to let you help me hand out. You had that duty yesterday, too, didn't you? Okay, yeah, you just do whoever we need to get them to. Hey, let me tell everybody behind, and I know the directors and legislators get these bills sometimes and sign them in the ink pen and all that kind of formal stuff. So if there is anybody here, if you're an employee and you want one, I will make sure you get one. And I'll make sure I sign it and send to you if you want one. I'm not going to do it today, though, but I will. But I will get you one if you guys want one. I want to make sure to do that.
What makes a difference? So give it to her then. There you go. 25 years on that one.
There you go.
Oh yeah? How many years? How many years? 26?
Here, Val, I'll hold you on this.
You help me on that side?
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So where is our senior employee out here today? Who's the senior employee out here?
Who is the most seniority? Outside of Julie. 5 years. Julie.
Whoa.
Russ, how many years is that? Oh, that's 38. What we got back there? 47. Anybody can be 38 years. 34. All right, Russ. I already gave you one. All right, Russ.
So was 38 the one that had the most service?
That one right now, yep.
All right. Where they at? Bring them up here.
Bring him up here. Yeah.
Thank you, Al. Thank you. There it is. Is that right? Thank you so much. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I got it. I'm going to stay right here. I want you to have this.
Restaurant's Fulton State Hospital for us.
I met you at the ribbon cutting several years ago.
Oh, okay. At the big facility out there. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I can install these out if y'all want to stay out here in the sunshine for a while. Well, I feel saying, yeah, let's do that. All right, Val, who's the youngest employee?
Who is our newest state employee? Who's got a month or a day or a week? Because we have all of those.
Who we at?
2 days.
2 days. Who's been there 2 days? You're not even old enough to work for this place. So this is your second day?
Yep.
How cool is this? So let me get this right. You just got hired. You got a raise. I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I'm okay with it. You know, on that. Thank you for coming to work for state. You don't need me to give you much of a sales pitch. I hope you enjoy what you've done here. But I tell you what, the one thing you'll find out as a new employee, there's some great people that are very dedicated out here. So I hope you feel that. I hope you feel that as you stay out here and go through your job and all that. And if not, we're going to wish you well, whatever you do. But thank you all for being here. Thank you. There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. We got everything. We need more? Huh? We good? We're good. Okay, you guys just let me know. Let your directors and let them know, and we'll make sure and get you a copy of everything. Thank you all for having me out here today. Thank you.